Welcome to ICSE Computer Application Class 10 100 Marks. I am Ganga Devi and in this video we will be discussing how to write the first program in BlueJ. We will also discuss how to download BlueJ and JDK and then how to install them and how to start the first program and compile it. So before starting my video, I request all those who haven't subscribed the channel till now, please subscribe it. And in the end, if you like the content, if you understand that, then please press the like button and write your comments. So now we can see how to download BlueJ and JDK for Windows. Both these softwares are needed for BlueJ to work properly. So in Google, type download BlueJ and click the first option that is coming, that is www.bluej.org. A new window will come in which you will get the link and operating system options are there, Windows and other operating system. So according to your computer, you can click the operating system and then download that particular BlueJ version. And for downloading JDK, again type JDK for BlueJ and click the first option, that is Java Development Kit. And here you can click and then a new page will open in which you will get the link for downloading JDK. So after downloading BlueJ and JDK, you have to install the softwares. I hope all of you can install the software. Just accept the agreement and click next and the software will be installed. After installing, now we can see how to start the first program. So in the BlueJ icon, in desktop, click the BlueJ icon. After installing, this BlueJ icon will come to your desktop. Click the BlueJ icon and BlueJ will open. Here we can see how it will work. The BlueJ window will be coming like this. We can see all the menus. There is no project, so we cannot start a class also. So first step, we have to create a project. So click the project menu and then click new project. We can click that and then this box will be open and you can give a name to the project. For example, I am giving Java programs. Click OK. Now your project is created. So we can start writing programs. So first step to write the first program is click the option new class. Then a new box will be coming in which we have to give the class name. Class name, keywords cannot be used in class name and numbers will not be in the beginning. If you want to put numbers, numbers can come after the alphabets. And no space, no comma. These all things should be taken into consideration. So now we can create a class name. So I am giving here number. So create this one and then click OK. Then you can see the particular class is made. That means number class is made. So now click this one, click here and then the box will open and you can see all the written matter. Now press Ctrl A and that means the complete details will be selected and then press delete key. So all whatever written in the page will be removed and then you will get a blank page. So here we can start writing the program. Here now we can see write the command first and line by line we can start class number, give the already the class name is given. If you want, you can change the class name also. So first of all in BlueJ here comment in the program, in the written program for board exam, comment is compulsory. So if you want here you can omit, but it is the first program, so I am writing the comment. That means single line comment is given here. Then class and the class name, class one space and the class name, everything in small letter. And here open the brace, below class brace will open and then public static void main and string arguments args and two square brackets and then close the bracket. So this is the second line, and then below public also one brace will come. It is not before IND, it is below public. Below class one brace will be coming, and below public also one brace will be coming. So here we are declaring two numbers of IND data type. IND A is equal to 50, comma B is equal to 5. And now we are finding the sum. So next line, IND X, we are declaring the variable IND X. IND X is equal to A plus B. So here we are finding the sum of A and B and storing in the variable X. First time the variables has to be declared. Here we can see, here we are declaring A. A we are declaring here and B we are declaring here. But second time we are not saying IND A and B, we are using it. First time declaration will be done, and then in the complete program we can use it because we have already declared. And INDX we are using for the first time. So first time we are declaring, and next time if you want to print, add or anything, you will be just writing X. No need to say INDX once again. So keep in mind, declaration will be there only for one time. And public static void mean, this is the first line. We will discuss this meaning. That means in class 10 only, because this is a function and main is the function name. So in small letter, public space static space void space main. This line has to be there. This, and then open the bracket string args. So now we have done the first three lines. Here we can do some more functions. IND T is equal to A minus B. That means difference we are storing. When we are saying A plus B, the A's value is 50 and B's value is 5. That means in X, 55 will be stored. And when you say IND T is equal to A minus B, 50 minus 5, the value will be taken. So 50 minus 5, 45 will be stored in IND T. And here IND Y is equal to A into B. Here we are multiplying 50 into 5. That means 250 will be stored in Y. Okay, one more thing keep in mind. Except the function, but main is a function. So except the function and the class name, all sentence and loops also, all sentence in Java ends with a semicolon. Here first line no semicolon because class we are declaring here, and this is a function, main is a function, so here also no semicolon. And then every sentence in Java ends with a semicolon except functions and loops. For example, some keywords, loops keywords just like for loop, while loop and do while loop, and then if else, the keywords we will not put the semicolon. Otherwise, every sentence in Java ends with a semicolon. Here we can see a semicolon, and IND X is equal to A plus B. We are stopping it by semicolon. Here also semicolon, and every sentence will be ending with a semicolon. And A into B, here 250 will be stored in by, and now INDD, we are declaring the variable for the first time. A by B, 50 by 5, 10 will be stored. The quotient will be stored. Slash means quotient D. And modulus sign, INDE, remainder. A modulus B, 50 divided by 5, 10 is the quotient which will be stored in D, and 0 is remainder because 50 is divisible by 5. So no number will be coming as remainder. The remainder is 0. 0 will be stored in E. Slash means quotient and modulus signs means remainder. And now we can print out the answers. Here system, the command for printing is system.out.println. If difference should be noted. System S capital and every other line system full stop. Otherwise we can say system dot out dot println. Short form for print line. This is the keyword. We cannot say print line. Println. That means sum is equal to plus X. So we can see how the answer is coming. Answer will come. Whatever is in the double quotes will be printed as it is. So answer will come sum is. And then before the variable name, if you are writing something, plus sign will be given. And if you're writing something after the variable, then also one plus sign will be there. So if you are printing the variable alone, no plus sign is needed. But if you are writing something before the variable name, plus sign is needed. And for print, if you are writing something after the variable also, after plus sign you will write. So here system out, we can see all this, and then we can see the outputs. And then system out println difference. That means it will be coming in the is a double quotes. That means as it is, it will be printed. Difference is plus t. We can analyze the result later. And here we are printing the details. Product is plus y, double quotes, and now double quotes, quotient is, it will come as it is, quotient is plus d, and then remainder is plus e. And now keep in mind, here we have opened two braces below the class and below public. So these braces has to be closed. So it is closed in the end. This can be, these braces can be in the same line. That means here also we can keep the brace. Otherwise in the next line also we can keep the brace. So this is the format. It is a simple program in which we are doing the addition, subtraction, multiplication, quotient and remainder, and then printing it. So this is the way how we will write a program. But keep in mind, no mistake should be coming in come in the case. Case difference is there in Java. So when we are writing system, only S will be in capital, and in double quotes, if you are writing something in double quotes, that will be printed. So here you can write capital or small, doesn't matter. If it is in double quotes, that is printed as it is. Java will not check the value. So if you want to print something, system out println. Okay, one more difference, system out print and println. Print means the next line what you are writing will be coming in the same line. Println means the next line after this, the next line answer will be coming in the next line. If you write system out print sum is equal to plus x, that means answer will come sum is 50, and in the same line difference also will come. Print means in the same line. When you write println, the next whatever you are printing will be coming in the next line. So now after writing this, we can see how to compile. Here press the compile button. Here you can see the compile button is there. Press the compile button. The program will be compiled, and if there is no error, you can see here we can see class compiled, no syntax errors. This will be coming. So if there is a mistake, it will show the mistake. We have to correct the mistake, missing semicolon, if difference or logical difference. It will, that means no sign is there. So whatever mistake is there, it will show. And if you are omitting quotes, double quotes, for example, if you start the double quotes and not close it, so all these will come as mistake. And if there is no mistake, then class compiled, no syntax error will come. So it is compiled, we can see the lines are gone. If it is not compiled, the lines will be coming, and when the program is compiled correctly, the lines from between the box, that means landing lines, will go. Now what to do? Right click the class name here, right click, and we can see the option, click void main string arguments, click it, and then the box will come. Here we are not inputting anything, so box will be coming in this way only. And now click OK. So after clicking OK, you can see the answer. Here whatever we have compiled, we have written, it is coming as it is. We have written sum is in double quotes. So sum is printed in, that means whatever is given in double quotes as it is, without any change it is printed. And then we have done plus x, not in double quotes. If you put x in double quotes, answer will be coming sum is x, but x was in not in double quotes, so the value in x is printed, sum is 55. And we have written differences and then plus y. Before the variable name, plus sign is compulsory, so the difference is in double quotes as it is printed, and value of y. Same way product is and quotient is and remainder is printed. So this way we can see the output and complete the program. Now we can accept the numbers in the program. In Java, we can accept the numbers either by function, scanner class, or input stream. So we will be discussing scanner class and simple function here how to accept the variable. In the first example which I have shown, we have assigned the values. For example, we have stored int a is equal to 50 and b is equal to 5. But now we are going to accept the value of a and b at runtime, and then we can see how the programs will work. So except the first line, I haven't changed anything. So here that line has been changed, in which I have written int a is equal to 50 and b is equal to 5. That is assignment statement. I am not assigning the values now. I am going to accept the values at runtime. So here in function, inside public static void main, the brackets are opening. These are the arguments int a comma int b. So when you compile, if there is no mistake, two boxes will come in which we can give any value of our choice to A and any value of our choice to B. And then the program will work. The rest of the program is same. Total of the number A plus B will be stored in X and A minus B will be stored in T according to the value you are giving. And product, quotient and remainder. And then we can do the printing. And once again, see here, see the program. Whatever you are doing in double quotes will be printed as it is. And before the variable, if you are printing something, plus sign has to be there. T, X and all the variable name is not in double quotes. That is why the values are printed. If you are including X in double quotes, answer will come sum is X, not the value. So we are printing the command of the program like the sum is in double quotes and the value after the plus sign. So now we can compile the program. Okay, one more thing you keep in mind. Now as after changing, I haven't compiled, so the slash sign is here. If I have compiled the program without any mistake, I have shown you how the box will be coming. So before compiling, it will be like this, and after compiling, the slash lines will go. So now we can compile the program. We are accepting two variable int a, int b. And now when you compile, here the slash sign has gone. That means program is compiled. And now runtime, the box will come. And we are accepting A and B. So two boxes will be there. Any number of your choice you give here. The first number is int a. We have written void main int a. The first number will go to A because A is written in the beginning. And second number will go to B because B is written second time. And now click OK. After giving, click OK. So A has got the value 100 in this case and B has got the value 50. And now we can see the answer. So here the answer is 100 plus 50. Sum is 150. 100 minus 50. Difference is 150 here. And product 100 into 50. 5000 and quotient 100 divided by 50, it is 2 and remainder is 0. So like this, according to number, next time if you are compiling, you can give any other number. Every time we can change the number, the result will come according to the number you are giving. So this way we can compile the program. And now we can see how scanner class can be used. So here, when we are using the scanner class, we have to import the library. Import, the keyword is import for bringing a library here. java.util.scanner, S capital. This is the name of the library in which all scanner class functions are there. So just as you refer library, if you have a doubt, we will get more matter there. So some functions without the library here, scanner class library, we cannot use it. So we have to import the library. Library class we will do in detail in class 10. Just now we have learned how to import. So keyword is import space and then the name of the library. The name of the scanner class library is java.util.scanner, only S in capital, and then put a semicolon. Don't forget to put the semicolon, And now write the class name and now semicolon here, brace is open, public static void main. And no, here string arguments you can write if you want, and here one more brace below the public. And now scanner class object has to be created, then only we can access it. Java is object-oriented programming, so we have to create the object and then we can access it. So scanner, here we can write any variable name. the first two letters I am using scanner SC. So here I am using that SC is equal to new scanner system.in. Here system.in means accepting something and system.out means printing something. So here system.in. Scanner SC is equal to new scanner system.in. This line we have to write. Only thing we can change is object name. This can be anything of your choice. Scanner AR, scanner AB, whatever you can write your choice. The other word should be same. And once full stop here. And then give the message system out println input two numbers. In scanner class and input stream, we have to give the message. So here give the message what you want. Whatever you want, you will give the message. 3 numbers, 4 numbers, 1 decimal number. So give the proper message. And then in double quotes we are putting and here semicolon. And IND A and IND B we are declaring. First time we are using, so we are declaring. And object we have created is SC. SC we are writing. If you are writing AR as object, you will write AR here. So whatever object you are creating, you will write like this. SC dot next IND. If you are accepting integer number, that means IND SC dot next IND. If you're accepting double, SC dot next double. If you're accepting short, SC dot next short without space. This also keep in mind. Next IND, I in capital and all the other letters in small, and two opening and closing brackets. And IND B is equal to SC dot next IND. We are accepting one more number and opening and closing it. So whatever number will be given will be stored in A and B, and the rest of the program we haven't made any change. X is equal to A plus B, T is equal to A minus B, and Y is equal to A into B, and D is equal to A slash B, and E is A modulus B, and printing. So now we can see how the program will work. Here once again, it is not compiled, so here lines are there, and now we are compiling the program. The lines are gone, program is compiled. And here void main, if you write string arguments, that also will come. So right click the class name after compiling without mistake, and then click the void main option. So this way, so in scanner class, you can see input two numbers. So the message what we have given has come, and now here we can see, here you will type. Below the blue line here, this line, you will type the number and press enter. I am typing 200. First I have typed 500 and press enter, it came here, and now 200 I am typing and pressing enter. That means 500 will be stored in A and 200 will be stored in B. And now according to the number, we can see the answer. When you press, the program will be compiled and answers will be given. Sum is 500 plus 200, 700. 500 minus 200, difference is coming, product is coming, quotient and remainder. So like this we will get the answer. Only the way of inputting is different. The rest of the outputs and everything it is same. So 3 ways we are inputting in this video. First, we are assigning. Second, we are inputting by the normal function. And third, we are using the scanner class. So now like this we can do. That means input will be our choice. But in board exam, when we write big programs, that means programs mainly scanner class we will be using for input. And input stream is also there, but board is giving more preference to scanner class. So we will accept the number by using scanner class. And the other details of scanner class will be done in class 10. I hope all of you have understood the program and how to start the program, how to accept it, and how to compile and see the answer. So this is all for this video now. I hope you have understood whatever we have discussed in detail. So if you like the video, please press the like button and don't forget to subscribe those who haven't subscribed till now. So see you all in the next video, and thank you.